What's good, YouTube? Masex back with another video. I got my man Will with me once again. What's good, bro?
Yo, what's up, man?
Not much, man. Thursday night football going on right now.
Yep.
Appreciate you hopping on per
No problem.
usual. Got Christmas coming up next week. Ain't you coming to Indy soon?
That's Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you had mentioned like trying to do some recording together, but yeah, man. I don't know if we got the media equipment for all that. That would have been dope, but
I'll just bring my laptop, man.
okay, we can definitely try that. Yeah, bro. Definitely a lot of things have happened. So
Yeah.
we're gonna take a look, man, at a few things today. This ain't gonna be a super long video or anything, but one of the biggest topics now is the college football playoffs. I'm definitely hyped for that, being a college football fan. College football playoffs last year expanded to 12 teams.
Mhm.
So the top 4 teams, just to give a little layout of how this works, top 4 teams get a bye. 5 through 12 is what's going to be in the first round matchup. First game is tomorrow night. Bama versus Oklahoma. We also got Miami, number 10 versus number 7 Texas A&M. Number 11 Tulane versus number 6 Ole Miss. And in the last episode with the Lane Kiffin debacle, I'm actually pretty interested to see how that's going to go. Tulane, a group of 5 school that was able to get in, so it's kind of a David versus Goliath matchup there. And then also, speaking of David versus Goliath, we got James Madison, former FCS powerhouse, a few seasons ago, joined the group of 5. They're going to be facing off against Oregon, who's ranked number 5. Definitely some good games, man. I'm definitely excited. It's going to be a fun weekend for me. So, yeah, man, just round 1 right now, man. I'm very curious to see, we got our picks here. I'll let you go ahead and go over your list now just real quick, and we'll see what you got to say with that.
All right, man. So I'm gonna take Oregon over James Madison, obvious reasons. I got Oklahoma over Alabama, Ole Miss over Tulane, and I got Texas A&M over Miami. And overall, I'm gonna take Texas Tech, bro. I'm gonna take Texas Tech to win it all.
Actually, a coworker said that too. He said, "Don't be surprised if Texas Tech does it and wins it all." They pretty much bought their team as far as NIL. They got a lot of new players, and it worked out. That's one of the pros of NIL is a team like Texas Tech, who's historically never really sniffed any BCS national championship game or any when they expanded to 14 playoffs. Even when they had Patrick Mahomes, they were always like a average at best squad to below average. So this is the beauty. It brings a lot of parity in college football with the transfer portal and NIL. You can just buy a team now. Texas, the state of Texas, as you're a resident there. Football's big, so they are willing to invest dollars for their football programs.
Yeah.
So for me, I still got Alabama over Oklahoma. The blue blood, man. There's still offense and defense. I think they're overall pretty sound. I think Oklahoma's a little overrated. That's just me. Maybe a polarizing opinion, but I do think Oklahoma's a little overrated. I got Miami over Texas A&M. Ole Miss over Tulane, even though there's a lot of noise and distractions for Ole Miss. But I still feel they'll pull the victory over a group of 5 team in Tulane. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if James Madison shocks the world and beats Oregon. It's at Oregon. But I can't choose James Madison over Oregon. If I was a betting man,
that's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah, it's like I gotta pick Oregon in that standpoint. Alabama, Oklahoma is tomorrow, and then the other 3 games are Saturday. The quarterfinals will be December 31st through January 1st. Ohio State versus the winner of Texas A&M and Miami, and that's the Cotton Bowl Classic. In the Orange Bowl, we got who you said Texas Tech versus the winner of Oregon and James Madison. The Rose Bowl, we got my number 1 IU Hoosiers, who's going to face the winner of Alabama and Oklahoma. So I'm definitely geeked for that. I don't know if we've ever even had a matchup against Oklahoma or Alabama. And then the Sugar Bowl, we got Georgia, number 3 versus Ole Miss in the Tulane winner. So definitely looking forward to that. Fiesta Bowl is January 8th. Peach Bowl is January 9th. The winner of that will advance to the title game, which is Monday, January 19th at 7:30 Eastern Time. It's going to be in Miami Gardens, Florida. Not a surprise at the Hard Rock Stadium. So Monday, January 19th, IU versus whoever. So I'll be definitely looking forward to whoever IU faces in the championship game. I thought you were going to. Oh, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the NFL. We got Phillip Rivers and the Indianapolis Colts. All right, so a lot has definitely happened. Honestly, when it rains, it pours, basically. Daniel Jones, he tore his Achilles, so he's obviously out for the season. Colts were in panic mode. Riley Leonard did fill in for him for the rest of that game, and it was pretty clear the rookie was not ready. The sixth-round rookie was not ready. We were in scramble mode. I actually made a joke at work that, hey, we should sign Phillip Rivers. And then 2 hours later to ESPN breaking news that we actually signed Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
Phillip Rivers, of course, did play for the Colts in 2020. That was 5 years ago. The last time we made the playoffs, actually, was Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
That was a very long time ago. He's 44 years old now. We did sign him, as I mentioned, to the practice squad. I knew we were going to elevate him to start against the Seahawks this past Sunday. Oh, quick note, this does delay his Hall of Fame eligibility another 5 years now. So, that part sucks. But, hey, I mean, he gets a nice little check out of it. But he did make his first start. 18 of 27 for 120 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Seahawks, in my opinion, is the best defense in the NFL. So with less than a week of preparation, I mean, I honestly feel he did pretty solid. We actually led 13-3 at halftime, and we lost by a field goal to end the game. Despite the loss, I felt that Rivers showed poise and durability. He took some shots as well. I was curious to see what he looked like at 44. Just basically coming out of his living room with him, his wife, and 10 kids, and now getting hit by 300-pound defensive linemen. So, I'm honestly not upset with that. I just wanted to see what your take was on Phillip Rivers and the Colts. We do have a matchup coming up Monday night. That was like his little warm-up game, I guess, even though we lost. But he'll definitely be under the lights Monday against San Francisco, 10-4. They're looking to lock up a spot. We're fighting for our lives right now. We're third in our own division. We've definitely fallen from grace from our 7-1 start. Do you see the Colts rallying, making a late season rally to secure a spot? Kind of what's your take on that whole situation?
Nah, man, I don't. But I definitely give him a lot of respect for, coming in. And, I mean, like we were talking about, he didn't throw really over 10 yards, but he gave Seattle a game. You know what I'm saying? So you got to respect that. And then I think about his post-game speech where he said, like, I'm just here to kind of basically to be here. You know what I mean? And that's passion. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can tell he loves the game. I doubt he's doing it for a check. He does it. He's definitely doing it because he loves it. I'm sure he wants to win. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. I mean, I think this is going to be a tough matchup against the Niners. I think that is a good sign. They did, give Seattle a run for their money. Like you said, they could have the best defense in the league. So go from 7-1. And then, like, this is crazy. We were talking about Daniel Jones, for him to his play to start to decline a little bit, then to get injured like that. Bro, I don't know, man. I think this needs a 30 for 30, bro. Like, this is just crazy. You know what I mean? So I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna definitely watch, though. I'm definitely watching. One thing I am kind of optimistic about with Phillip Rivers is that, yes, he's 44, but it did seem like, as I watched that game, it did seem like you could tell the timing was off with the receivers, but he was able to make those throws. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Compared to Peyton Manning towards the end, who was struggling making those throws. It's like, that's a good sign right there. If he gets that timing down, you never know, but. Jacksonville's winning, Houston's winning. I just, it's going to be an uphill battle, bro. But it's definitely going to be, hopefully, a good game on Monday. Not a blowout or anything, but hopefully it's somewhat even.
You talked about the depth of throws was not I mean, I don't know if he threw further than 10 yards the whole game, but I mean, he still had some zip on that arm.
He
And
did,
that's
yeah.
in his prime. I mean, he was known for having one of the best deep balls. And I mean, I don't want to use hyperbole, but in NFL history, man, he had a rocket.
Yeah,
So,
he
I
did.
mean, 44 still showed some zip. I love that pass to Josh Downs right before the half. I was excited. Like I said, 13-3 with less than a week of preparation. Tough matchup against the 49ers, who I think a lot of us thought they were going to fall off,
Yeah,
especially once Warner went down. And at that time, they had a bunch of injuries on the
yeah.
offensive side. Ayuk, their big
Most,
A receiver, yeah, made
yeah,
all the noise. He got hurt, but I mean, that was 14 months ago. He definitely hasn't lived up. To that check he was complaining for. And they've been pretty good even on defense. They haven't been as bad as I thought they were going to be. So Monday night under the lights, we still, like you mentioned, have an uphill battle. But I mean, I'm gonna remain optimistic. But yeah, I got to keep it real, keep it a bean. I think we're gonna definitely fall out. I saw if we lose, we have less than a 20% chance of making the playoffs.
yeah. I mean, one thing though, the run game looked good. You know what I'm saying? Because the run game was partially one of the reasons they were staying into the game. You know what I'm saying?
You're
So
right.
yeah, man. I don't know if that timing gets down because there was some incompletions. Those were the ones I was thinking about. Some incompletions where he was throwing the ball, you could just tell the timing was off. So
You're right.
um, yeah, man.
That's
I
the
don't know.
preparation you mentioned.
Exactly.
Less
So
than a week, ketchup stains from his kids and stuff all on his clothes. Like he literally left the living room and went out to the Indianapolis Colts practice facility and just started throwing balls. I don't even know if when the last time he threw a football. So
yeah, and when you're getting questions like, remember they were asking him, "What do you weigh right now?" He did look a little chunkier in the face, so I was kind of like, "Hey,"
yeah, crazy.
but I do want to know from your perspective because we saw, Cam Newton got upset. What do you think, man? Who do you want? Do you think the Colts made the right decision getting Phillip Rivers? Because me personally, I'm gonna take Phillip Rivers, bro. I'm sorry, man. Like
Oh,
I
you
think
are
I'm gonna take Phillip
okay.
Rivers because at the end of the day, Cam Newton, we saw Michael Vick make this adjustment with the going from running to throwing, and he did good, especially in the later stage of his career once he was with Philly.
Uh-huh.
But Cam Newton never really made that. You know what I'm saying? Like he never really, to me, made that adjustment. He was a good passer, but I just felt like by the time he got what we saw in New England, and then when he went back to Carolina, it was kind of over, bro. I'd rather go out with Phillip Rivers honestly than Cam Newton. But you're
Okay.
the Colts fan, man. What's your perspective? What do you
I mean,
think? What's your
honestly, yeah. Phillip Rivers. I thought you were gonna say Cam Newton because that was the more popular opinion.
no?
Younger, more can move, not a statue, and just the more pop culture type of pick. But then again, you're not really the most pop culture type of guy. You think that Penny Hardaway knows what he's talking about. Never mind.
He does. Yeah, because he does. Because he does, bro.
But yeah, I mean, I gotta go Phillip Rivers, man. I mean, he just seemed more like somebody that you could throw out there and at least give your team a chance with less than a week notice.
Yeah,
Cam Newton, I mean, a part of why his career ended the way it was is he just didn't seem like he had the preparation that he needed to up here.
yeah. No, I agree, man.
Combined with the physical decline after all the injuries. I mean, he only played 10 seasons?
Yeah, and
Cam
he
Newton?
really and outside
2011
the
to like 2020 or something like that.
yeah, and I feel like after the MVP season, he started to kind
Yeah,
of decline, man. You
he
know what I'm saying?
did.
Like the rookie season was good. It's right after that Super Bowl, bro. I just feel like that's like the first time I really noticed how social media affects like athletes. Because remember the whole fumble thing that he didn't try to go for the fumble and
Yeah. I mean, I always felt that was a little unfair. I mean, I
yeah, I mean I'm not debating it because I remember with the Randy Moss, like, oh, he didn't try to catch it. And it's like, man, I don't know, man. But I that could have gotten his head because he just didn't seem the same after that Super Bowl. You know what I'm
you're
saying? Like,
right. Plus the injuries for
yeah.
sure.
And then I think with Rivers, man, it's like people forget because they never made a Super Bowl. He was an animal, man. Like, that team was an animal. They didn't lose to New England that year. They probably would have won the Super Bowl themselves. They had a good chance to do it. So.
Absolutely, man.